Welcome to Downtown Sports. My name is Downtown Steven Brown, and in today's video, I'm strangely in a very good mood. Nazem Kadri has 2 playoff goals today. Very proud of that guy, and you should be too. You shouldn't be, what the hell am I talking about? People are going to be mad about that for years. But in today's video, by the title and by the thumbnail, it's going to be a big one. So let's get some hype going on in the chat. Make sure to smash that like button. And in the comment section, let me know some good things that have been going on with you lately. I don't know. Let's just try to make this a positive experience. 3, 2, 1. Would you guys be interested in possibly making a blockbuster trade with the Carolina Hurricanes? No. But for real this time. There was months on end of speculation on whether or not the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Carolina Hurricanes were going to make a trade. One of our forwards for one of their defensemen, and it just never really materialized. And this goes back to when Nylander was going and sitting out and doing all the stuff, and everyone was really upset. And now that he's signed to a contract, people are still upset, not necessarily about that contract, but about the Maple Leafs in general, so that hasn't changed. But you know what else hasn't changed? The spoils of riches that the Carolina Hurricanes have on defense. 4 guys under contract for next season, 3 that are a UFA, 1 that's an RFA, Bret Pesch on long-term injury reserve because I believe he had shoulder surgery back in March, and also guys like Jake Bean just waiting in the minor leagues. So let's start with Bret Pesch. Bret Pesch is a really interesting name because he was rumored to be going to Toronto in every single William Nylander rumor there was when Nylander was having that contract holdout, like we said. And his 18-19 season was absolutely phenomenal. One of the better defensemen in the entire NHL, really. And you see, he was a force offensively at 5-on-5, and he was also very effective defensively at 5-on-5. He played on the penalty kill as well, and the expected goals above replacement rating is just absolutely nuts. But this time around, if we're looking at his 19-20 season, it was not anything special. He struggled. He had some injuries. He's coming off of shoulder surgery. When we're taking a look at this player, he still is 25 years old, going on, when's his birthday? November, so he will be 26 by the time next season rolls along. He has a very, very team-friendly contract with 4 years left on his deal after this one at just over $4 million, so you're getting a lot of value there. He is that right-shooting defenseman. He is 6'3", 206 pounds, but the one thing that I will say to you, and bam, my face is back up on the screen right now, I am not trading William Nylander or Mitch Marner for a guy that's coming off of shoulder surgery and had that very, very less than impressive season in the 1920 campaign. And I don't think that the Carolina Hurricanes are interested in selling low on a guy that's 26 years old and on a very, very reasonable contract, so I don't think that the Maple Leafs are going to be able to pry this guy away from them for anything less than William Nylander or Mitch Marner. Or if you just want to be a glutton with picks and prospects, sure, you could maybe pry him away in a deal involving Liljegren and a pick and a prospect. I think that would be worthwhile. I think if you're paying the price that the Maple Leafs paid for Jake Muzzin, you pay that price for Bret Pesch. You don't pay that price for Josh Manson. Jacob Slavin, or Slavin, however you say it, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but he is a left-shooting defenseman here, but I don't think that you'd find me complaining about that if the Maple Leafs were to acquire this player. Now, he signed for almost forever at $5.3 million. He's 26 years old. Let's just look at his birthday here. Yeah, he's going to be 26 years old for the majority of next season. Is signed for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more seasons after this one. This is a player that is going to cost you William Nylander or Mitch Marner. 6'3", 207 pounds here, and I will take away my face from the screen to go back to Evolving Hockey to just take a look at the past 2 seasons for Jacob Slavin, and he had 2 just absolutely awesome years for the Carolina Hurricanes, logging top-level minutes. If you listen to the conversation that was being surrounded this guy this season, he should have been nominated for the Norris Trophy, really, but it's hard to do that on such a fantastic Carolina team that also features Dougie Hamilton, who should have also been nominated for the Norris if he didn't suffer. What did he do? Break his leg? The man who loves museums and reading books, and I can understand how that would be intimidating for some people. I mean, it is for me. I don't really read a lot, and I probably should. But the man who was selected by the Boston Bruins 9th overall in 2011, I believe, with a draft pick that originally belonged to the Toronto Maple Leafs anyway. Let's talk about how I think that there might be something here that could work. Now, this to me kind of looks like something that we're going to have to wait and see, and this is the Pittsburgh Penguins and not the Carolina Hurricanes, the team that we're talking about and trying to deal with here. But you have to imagine, if this sort of thing is happening to the Pittsburgh Penguins, how could it not be happening to a team like Carolina? And if we're taking a look at Dougie Hamilton here, his contract does expire in the 2021 season here. And if we're also taking a look at the Carolina Hurricanes and their situation for that offseason, Andrei Svechnikov's contract also expires then. Those are two players together. They're going to want a lot of money. Now, any trade that would start with Dougie Hamilton, William Nylander alone is not enough to get that deal done. You'd be talking Mitch Marner. And I know a lot of people out there are going to be like, oh, but the salary cap hit, that makes him actually worth less than Shut up for a second. Let's actually look at some stuff. So if we pull up Mitch Marner's contract here, the thing that we need to understand about Mitch, and this might make people more upset, is that he was paid out a signing bonus of $14.3 million this past July 1st. And again, struggled to be engaged in game one, but whatever, we're not talking about that right now. But if we were to take the total amount of salary here that Mitch Marner is owed over the course of his contract, $65.358 million, so we're just going to go $65.358 here, and we subtract the $15.3 million that he was already paid out, plus the $700,000 that he was paid out throughout the course of this year, and also subtract the signing bonus that he was paid out this July 1st of $14.3, that leaves Mitch Marner's deal, the real money left on his deal, is $35 million over the course of the next 5 seasons. And this doesn't just apply to the Carolina Hurricanes here. This applies to any team that would be interested in Mitch Marner's services, or any team that the Maple Leafs would be calling and potentially offering Mitch Marner to. And this is the very same reason and the way that the Toronto Maple Leafs were able to trade Dion Phaneuf to the Ottawa Senators a couple of seasons ago, because the Ottawa Senators did not care what Dion Phaneuf's cap hit was, because it wasn't relevant to them, because they were never going to be anywhere close to the salary cap limit. The only thing that the Senators cared about is the actual money that was owed to Dion, and that was several $million less than what the actual cap hit was. And if you're looking at Mitch Marner, the player, and you're a team that cares about the real dollars more than the actual cap hit dollars, $7 million is a very, very affordable price tag for a guy that's going to give you 90 to 95 points a season. And just so that people don't think that I'm picking on Mitch Marner, the same thing applies for William Nylander. His contract was structured the exact same way. Over the course of William Nylander's 6-year deal, he will have earned $45 million by the end of it, but over the next 4 years, he's only owed less than half of that, at just over $20.5 million there. He's owed just about $5 million this season. This makes him more valuable if teams are really worried about the actual dollars versus the literal cap hit. And if we're taking a look at Dougie Hamilton in his previous 2 seasons with the Carolina Hurricanes, they've been nothing but absolutely friggin' unbelievable. The guy would have won the Norris Trophy hands down this season if he didn't get injured. And let's just point this out, Dougie Hamilton is far more valuable in a trade than Mitch Marner is right now, even with that whole real dollars versus the actual cap hit. I don't know how much money Dougie Hamilton commands on his next contract, but I can guarantee you it's going to at least start with a 9, and it maybe even starts with a 10. But at least he's a right-shooting defenseman who you could confidently play 23 or 24 minutes a night. Now, if this hypothetical trade were to go through, Mitch Marner for Dougie Hamilton, and Dougie Hamilton doesn't re-sign with the Toronto Maple Leafs, this would be a disaster upon epic proportions, because you'd be trading 5 years of Mitch Marner for just 1 year of Dougie Hamilton. But I don't know, the guy is from Toronto. I mean, work with me here, Dougie. And he's going to be 27 years old for the majority of next season. I don't know the specific dates yet, but he will be 28 by the time he needs a new contract. And you know what? That's fine. That's not the same as giving a 7 or 8 year deal to a guy like Alex Pietrangelo, who's going to be 37 or 38 by the time his next contract expires. And you know what? You could say it's unrealistic all you want, but unless a trade of that magnitude pops up on the radar for the Toronto Maple Leafs this offseason, I'm sorry, I'm not trading Mitch Marner or William Nylander. That's the type of deal that we should be aiming for. Anything less, we pass on it. That's why it's not going to happen this offseason. Unless a deal of this magnitude pops up, like I said, it's not happening. But if it does, pull the damn trigger on it. And if you think it's unrealistic or too lopsided or the Hurricanes would never do that and you think that I'm dreaming or whatever, then that's fine. Because like I keep pointing out, there is not just one way to fix the mess that we're in right now. There are several, and you should explore them all until you get to the last one and you're standing in front of the door that says you are forced to trade one of the core 4 guys. That is the very last thing that you do in this situation, unless a trade like this pops up. And I feel like I'm just repeating myself a lot here, but I feel like a lot of people still don't get it. They don't understand it. They want to hot potato this because they feel like they're playing NHL 20 on their couch or whatever. You don't trade one of those core 4 guys until you've exhausted every single friggin' option all the way A to what's the second last letter in the alphabet? Why? Plan Z is trading one of those guys. And if I had to put the Toronto Maple Leafs fixing this mess on a timeline that is the alphabet, like if I had to say what letter plan they're on plan A. Tyson Barrie doesn't count as one of those plans because he was always going to be a short-term solution. No matter how good this season went for him in Toronto, they were never going to be able to re-sign him at the $8 million that he wanted coming into this year. So they're on plan A. Can we friggin' relax and not panic until like Elemental P or something like that? How long am I giving them to get the plan Z? The end of next season. That's when I'm giving them. They have to go through. So time is of the essence, obviously. And Kyle Dubas, Lou Lamoriello has that saying, if you have time, use it. You got a year. You got a year to go from A to friggin' Y. Do it. And the majority of these alphabet plans, plan A to Y, should take place before friggin' December. You should be on plan U by the time next season starts. Otherwise, you know what? You gotta go. How about that? I get it in the comment section all the time. People saying that they need to fire Kyle Dubas now. And you know what? I respect your energy. I respect where you're coming from. I will join you in that fight by December if this offseason sucks. So on that note, make sure to like the video if you did like it. Subscribe for more because more is always on the way. And guys, remember, there's still a lot more of options to go through, and we will go through them together here on this channel. If you have any suggestions, let me know down in the comment section. And also let me know, like I asked earlier in the video, if there's anything going on in your life that you're really happy about or you're really proud about, please feel free to share because it's very uplifting. The next video that you can expect here on this channel is Friday. So until then, guys, take care, and I hope you all stay safe.